All right, today we're talking about something that comes up every single year, and that is how to actually stay healthy around Christmas without feeling restricted or stressed or like you're missing out on the experience or life in general. Because I know the holidays can be super chaotic with travel and lots of food and busy schedules and family and lack of routine, but it doesn't need to derail you.
I kind of feel like come Christmas, most people end up joining like one of two teams, right? So it's either like team, like let it rip, like they just toss the playbook, go full offense, or just stop tracking anything. They're just out there, just going crazy the madness of the holiday season. Or they're like team perfection defense, like they tighten up, they overthink every move, and then they feel pressure or they feel guilty anytime they step outside those lines. So two teams, same season, neither one's actually going to win anything, right? So today we're going to walk through five super overlooked but insanely effective ways to stay healthy for Christmas, physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Yep, sounds good. Before we get into that, anything going on in your world or any updates that you wanted to share with the people?
It caught me off guard for a second. I was like, I don't know. Do I have any? I don't know if I have any updates or anything I want to share. I was thinking about it being close to Christmas. I thought it'd be kind of fun just to kind of share some like really basic like ideas, like Christmas gift ideas for fitness enthusiasts, and some of the things that we might like. And I'm kind of throwing this out to you because we haven't talked about this before. So hopefully it's on the spot for you. But so I'll start. So one, being obsessed with my protein coffee. You got to have a little frother, right?
Mm.
So kind of a part A and part B to that is you got to have a little frother. And then it's also nice to have a like water bottle slash like warm water bottle, something you can put hot liquids in, and so you can shake that up anytime you want. So I thought those were two classic, very useful ideas.
Even the protein powder too.
Yeah, so yeah, put that in there. The part C, okay. A, B, and C. Get the protein powder, right? We love Religion a lot, and that there's a salted caramel fudge brownie. I can't even say it right. It's the longest name ever, but it is perfect for this protein coffee. Get the frother, get the water bottle that you can put hot liquids in, and man, you are set for the morning for sure. What about you? Do you have any that you're like, you know what, this is like a must-have?
uh,
I
I'm
put one on there for you.
the Ninja Creamy.
Ginger creamy. I thought you'd say that right away, so I was like, I gotta put it on there, right?
Oh no, for sure. That's a good gift. I want to get that for some of my friends too. I'm like, that is such a perfect gift for anyone that's like remotely, or even if you're not even into fitness, like just making homemade ice cream. It's the best.
It is so much fun. I was actually talking to one of my kids in class. I don't know what. I think I was just. Sometimes I just talk to him about stuff, and I was telling him about my Ninja Cream myself and the ice cream I make. And this one kid was especially interested in it. And I said, "Do you guys like ice cream?" He's like, "My dad loves ice cream." And I was like, "You need to get this to him. Tell your mom this would be an amazing Christmas gift. You guys will all love it, and you get ice cream out of it as well." He was like, "I'm writing it down. I'm telling my mom."
That's awesome. Getting everyone on board.
Getting them all on board. You know, one thing I was thinking about too, and is new workout apparel. Going back to my old school days of like college and stuff, I would get like an old T-shirt, and I would have this special way of cutting off the sleeves, and I really like that. But then as you get older, you know, you want to be a little more professional dressing, you want to look more like the part type of thing, and it doesn't have to be like Viore or Lululemon, but I do think mentally, probably more so than physically, it makes a difference because you bought that apparel for the workout, like for a specific purpose, and you're wearing it to go work out. And yeah, of course, that stuff, athleisure stuff, you can wear anytime now. But you have it, and you're going to work out, and it's almost like it sets the stage, sets the tone for okay, I want to work out. It's not just some random t-shirt you're throwing on that. It almost creates like a more another level of seriousness, right? Like I'm here to work out, I'm here to do the best I can, so I want to wear things that are appropriate for the gym as well.
Yeah, I mean, I always say the for me, it's like the cuter you look, the better your workout is going to be. Like, or even if it works, it's like you need to dress the part. It's like when you feel confident in yourself and what you're wearing, it's like you're going to show up differently. And it goes for your workouts. It's like look good, lift it. It's just science. I mean, my friends always joke around.
Oh, I love that. Look good, lift good. That's we got to put that on our shirt, right?
It's just science. Apparel, such a good gift. Just such a good thing. Even like treat yourself. I feel like when we talk about rewarding yourself for hitting your goals, it's not like go and eat a crazy meal. I mean, like you can, but it's like we want to reward yourself with something that's going to actually move you forward. And I feel like that's a great gift to reward yourself if you hit a certain milestone, or if you just want to sit and appreciate your progress. Like get yourself a cute workout outfit.
I love that. Look good, lift good.
Yep, it's the way. I also think, or like one thing I've been thinking about getting for some of my friends too, just like massage gift card, or like even like a massage gun, or like something recovery based like that. I feel like that can be a good gift idea as well.
Yeah, that's a great gift. And the other thing I was thinking about around this time of year too is one of the books that I am constantly referring back to. I'm quoting from it all the time. Is Atomic Habits. Such a great book. Just the mental side, the psychological side of habits, creating habits, how to keep them, how to stack them, all this kind of stuff. I think it's a phenomenal read. So if you haven't read that, I think that's a really great book to read. You can read it any time of the year, of course. January tends to be a really good time of year to read that book.
Yeah, that's a classic. I think I have it up here. Oh yeah, it's literally right on my bookshelf.
Everyone needs to have it, I think, for sure.
Yep. I feel like those are some solid options. Outside of that, I'm notoriously not the best at gift giving, or it takes me a while to like really sit and process and think about what each person in my life wants or needs or has talked about. So it's tough. I feel like those are some good general baseline stuff.
Yeah, I'm the same way. So, but I think those are all good. Okay, so what else? So we've got a few gift ideas out there. Anything going on? What about yourself? Anything that you want to share with our audience?
Well, I recently determined that I am physically unable to sit and rest and do nothing. Shocker.
Chocolate. Yeah, no surprise at all.
No, I already knew this was a thing, but this weekend I blocked out some very specific time to just get super deep and intentional and reflect and process stuff. In order to do that, it's like I know how my brain works. So I literally, like, this was on Sunday. So I finished all my work. I prepped everything for Monday. Like, I got a little bit ahead on work for Monday. So mentally, I felt good. I prepped all my clothes, like my meal, literally everything that I could possibly think was planned out and ready. So I literally had nothing to do. And yet, my mind, like, I just could not sit still. And I found myself just looking for stress, which is funny because I feel like I'm so used to operating in such a high level of stress, and now I just like seek that out, and like my body's used to it and comfortable in that, which is not good. So I find myself like looking for stress, looking on my phone. It's like, oh, did someone email me? Did like clients, what's going on? Or just like checking my phone looking for stuff. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? So I think it was just a really good eye-opening moment because like obviously I knew that's been an issue. It's something I'm working on, but I feel like that just really hit me hard. It's like, all right, we need to actively work on this and be okay with just chilling and relaxing, not having anything to do, not seeking stress, and just simply being present.
Yeah, well, one, I think that's great that you're aware of that and not just kind of like went with it and just kept going. And then at the end of the night, you're like, oh, I'm exhausted. I thought I had all this time or whatever. But yeah, it also, and it's probably not as common, right? I kind of feel like everyone's kind of the opposite. Like if they're getting towards the end of the day, they kind of avoid all the things that they really need to stress out about or you pay attention to, and they kind of just mindlessly do things, right? But I think sometimes it is good. Like for example, one solution could have been, pop in a Seinfeld episode and watch that and relax and not think about everything.
No.
For the audience to understand this, she's laughing because Nick and I are constantly talking about Seinfeld, and we're trying to get her on the wagon here, on board to watch Seinfeld, but she's a little hesitant. But it would be a great solution. You're able to relax, you keep your mind off things, you laugh a bunch, and then you're good to go. So I'll try it. You never know.
I know a lot of our clients have been messaging me about that too. So it's like it's a whole thing now. One of these days, we'll see. And then another thing too, I've been thinking about, like as I've talked about before, one of my biggest core values is keeping the promises to yourself and to others. And I think that's one of it's like the most important thing to build your self-worth and confidence. It's also the number one thing that can degrade that. That's always something that we're working with clients on, and I just like I speak to my friends about a lot. And I realized like I've spoke a little bit about how I'm just not feeling super great and how like where I've been at fitness wise just recently, just my body hasn't been recovering, like my body's not looking how I want. And so I think because of that too, it's like I tend to get in that cycle of self-sabotaging, which is again a common thing that people struggle with too. And so I noticed that I was just letting a few little things slip. It's like I said, I'm gonna stick to my bedtime. I'm really gonna work on sleep. I set these boundaries and I just like push it back for no reason either. Or just with food, it's like I set certain targets. I'm gonna eat these things, and I don't go and do that. And so it's just like little things here and there. And I realized, okay, that's why I'm feeling like shit. That's also why I'm so down on myself. Is just because I'm letting myself go on these things. So that's another big thing that this week I'm like, yeah, we are drawing a hard line. It's like I'm committing to these things. I'm sticking to it no matter what. And so I think just being able to catch yourself on those types of things are so important. Even if you aren't verbalizing it, even if it's just something that you say to yourself, it is so important. And that alone is, I think, made all the difference. Like this week, I feel so good mentally. I feel so locked in, just so aligned, and I know that that is a big part in it too.
I think it's amazing to keep goals or to have goals, create goals, and have things to reach for. But also, then, kind of like you were talking about, if you set a goal and you can't reach it, whether it's just way too far away or you've set yourself up for failure and there's just no way you're going to be able to do that, or there's too many barriers in the way, whatever it may be, then it's almost like it's worse when you fail than if you would have just said, okay, well, I'm not quite there to get to this goal. You either come up with a different goal or be like, hey, I need to work towards getting to that place type of thing. So, yeah, I think that's interesting. So you feel like you're back on track now?
Yeah, for sure. 'Cause I hate feeling like that. Again, like that's one of my core values. So it's like I even feel embarrassed like admitting that I let myself do that here and there. But it's like we all struggle with these things, or like we aren't perfect 100% of the time. So I think it is important to just highlight and reflect on. But yeah, it's like just little things that I caught myself on, and then immediately I'm like, no, I'm not doing that shit. That's not the type of person I am. So it's like we're locking back in. Because like I said, it's not like my goals are unrealistic. It's just I find myself just pushing it off for whatever reason. Yeah, locking back in, feeling good.
Well, I think it's important to not beat yourself up. You know,
Hmm.
you're aware of it, you reflect on it. Okay, you know what, whatever the reason may be, and you think about it and set it up. And then, like you said, your goals weren't too far away. You just had to be like, okay, I need to lock this in. I'm making to make excuses, whatever it may be. It's done. It's in the past. We're moving forward, taking one step forward and creating what you need to. And like you said, you're right back on track. You feel good about it and ready to rock and roll the holiday season.
Hmm. Yeah, and speaking of holiday season, so getting into Christmas, I think first tip to just staying locked in with Christmas, but or I don't want to say stay locked in, like stay healthy, stay focused, stay intentional, but also be able to enjoy the season. And tip number one is just keep one non-negotiable, not 10 like we were talking about. Make sure that it's realistic. I think a lot of people lose momentum during the holidays because they try to keep everything perfect with the same macros, the same workout, same routine, but life is going to be very different this month. So instead of trying to keep everything the same, just pick one non-negotiable that keeps you grounded, keeps you anchored. Whether that's a 20, 30-minute walk every day or just hitting your protein with every meal or, getting in your workouts, even if they're a little bit shorter, hitting that 3 times a week, whatever target that you set there, or getting 100 ounces of water, or just getting that quiet time in the morning before family gets up or before all the chaos happens. So it's like set that one non-negotiable.
You've heard of the idea or the concept of analysis paralysis, right?
But yeah, I'm very familiar.
Is that something that you have to deal with quite often?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's pretty common, whether you realize it or you've heard that term or not. If you don't know what it is, it's basically when you have too many options, and it makes you freeze and you struggle to make any decision. Right? I was watching this show. I think it's hilarious. It's called like, "Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee," and it's Jerry Seinfeld, and he drives. He's a big car guy, so he'll pick one of his cars. He'll get a car handed, given to him for the show, and he'll go pick up another comedian. And all they do is they drive around, they talk about life, and they go get coffee, and they're just naturally funny, because they're both comedians, and the whole conversation is hilarious. Anyway, so I remember him and Will Ferrell one time went out to this little shop to have lunch, and the menu was like, menu had like 100 options on there, and Will Ferrell was looking at it, he's like, you always know when a restaurant has this many options, they do a good job on every single one. And the point being, like, there's no way that when you have this much going on, you can make sure every one of these is awesome, right? So I was kind of thinking about that. It's the same thing with like the holiday season, right? The paradox of choice is the idea that the more options don't actually make us happier. And in reality, they overwhelm us and they stress us out, and it just makes choosing so much harder. So it's just like that. You're staring at a restaurant menu, 50 options, you're trying to juggle all the must do's, all that leaves you frozen, right? Overwhelmed, and you end up stalling out and you don't do anything. So instead of forcing everything to stay the same, simplify the menu. And I kind of felt like talking to my clients and just talking to just people and just in general, I felt like this was a recurring theme over Thanksgiving. Like it's a holiday centered around food, overindulging, a lot of sitting around. And it can feel so overwhelming to find that balance and still enjoy the week. And you try to stick to your routine, but I know myself, like that routine and structure is so far off, it's hard to maintain that structure. So it becomes too difficult. And eventually, a lot of people just say, just let it all go. They're like, I tried so hard. And then they kind of felt like a letdown because they wanted to do some kind of balance, but they ended up going the extreme that they didn't want to go to, right? So Pick one non-negotiable. Anchor yourself in the one habit. Let everything else be flexible. Pick one that you enjoy, that you know you'll actually be able to do every day. And I think you'll feel better about it, and you'll feel like you have accomplished something rather than doing nothing.
Yeah, I feel like the menu at the restaurant is such a perfect example of that analysis process. And that's what gets me. That's what I immediately think of when you say that, because I actually experienced that the other weekend when I went out to dinner. Me and my friend, we went to a new restaurant, which was amazing, a Peruvian food. It took me back to Peru, which is awesome. But they had so many dishes on their menu. And we literally sat there for like 20 minutes. Like, both of us were just looking through and be like, there's too many. They all sound so good. I'm like, oh, help. And like, I like when restaurants just have like, like five main dishes and you get to choose one. Like that is so much easier. It takes a lot of the stress and chaos out of it. Same thing applies here with the holidays or just with your approach in general.
What would be the one? Because I think we do a pretty good job of sticking to more than one. But if you had to pick one, what would be that one non-negotiable for you?
Ooh, picking one is tough.
Yeah, because I was trying to think about it myself. I don't know if I could just pick one. Like if you said you could only do one, man, that would be really hard.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know if I could pick one. Like I have a few that are just automatic non-negotiables. I think gym is one of them. But again, I guess that one kind of depends. Like if I'm traveling, then I'm okay with taking it off. So it just kind of depends on the nature of it. So I guess that one isn't necessarily a non-negotiable in that sense. But for me, steps for sure, just being active, getting and moving no matter where I am. I think also just intentional time with God, praying, reading the Word, and then also just protein. I think those three are probably like bare minimum. Like I will do those no matter what. And then of course like gym, and there's a lot of other stuff that's pretty automatic that I don't have to think about either. But yeah, that's probably what I'd say.
Yeah, those are all awesome. And you're right. It's kind of the context, right? Because it's kind of like spending time with God. You can do it anytime, anywhere, and so it's like that's just automatic. It's you wake up, or at least I wake up and I'll pray. I have those times a day that I pray no matter what. So that's just automatic. If I'm having to think a little bit more about it, gym steps, I'm going to kind of combine those, right? Just being active because you're right. You may be on vacation and I may not want to go to the gym, but I'm always going to do something, whether it's just I'm getting in tons of steps or hitting the gym or something like that. So, and then I think the protein part of it, like if I didn't, I'd be okay, obviously, but I think I'd kind of stress out about it. Like I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm like meal four and I've had like 80 grams of protein. This is
Right?
nuts, right?
Yeah, I'm with you on that for sure. But yeah, like just for people too, like if that feels like too much, just pick one, pick something to be intentional with, and focus on that. Second tip is going to be front loading your day. And I think, especially with Christmas parties and family gatherings, they usually happen later in the day. And so the best thing you can do is front load your day with healthy habits earlier on. So that can be protein heavy breakfast or just getting your hydration in, getting in your steps or your workout, or just a quick lift or body weight session first thing in the morning.
People really underestimate how much this actually helps for the rest of the day. So if you start your day with structure, that rest of the day can be way more flexible without throwing you off. It almost kind of sets like a metabolic, but definitely sets a mental tone for the day as well. You're not just doing things because they're like good habits. You're really giving yourself like early, you're giving your body like early momentum. It's kind of like I was thinking, I'm going to have some football analogies, I think, today because I'm in that mode, right? It's kind of like scoring on the first few drives of the game, right? You're up big already. You're stabilizing hunger, you're fueling muscle, you're kickstarting a calorie burn, like all huge momentum boosts that are going to set you up for a win later on. So they're not about perfection, of course. They're just about strategic anchors that you can build into your routine to carry your energy and your discipline forward and throughout the day, and then you feel so much better at the end of the day.
Yeah, it really does make such a big difference because we always tell people to in general, it's like getting your workout done first thing in the morning, like really does set the tone for the entire rest of your day. You get that win, you set the tone, and then you're going to naturally make better decisions, whether you're conscious of it or not. And I guess same thing here when it comes to holidays or events or being out of your normal routines, like set the tone early on, set the standard with that, get in the baseline habits, and then the rest of your day, you're naturally going to make better decisions because you already started like that. Tip number three is going to be to plan your fun foods instead of just grazing. I think mindless grazing is one of the biggest reasons why people feel off track during the holidays because there's lots of cookies or just, cookie here, handful of chocolates there, random leftovers that people are throwing at you, and it can all add up super fast, but it won't even feel like fulfilling or satisfying because you're not really enjoying it and savoring it. You're just kind of snacking because it's there.
Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of that. It's just hard. It's very difficult when your environment, we talked about this last episode, when there's just food everywhere. And so I kind of came up, and I didn't actually, I'll be honest, I didn't come up with this philosophy. I read it somewhere. I have no idea. I cannot find who came up with it. But anyway, I was reading about someone, and he said, I have this damn good philosophy. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. Tell me about it. So anyway, it was basically that he would only go get something, treat himself like if it was just damn good. So, for example, like there was some donut that he really loved. And he's like, if I wanted something, then I would have to get in my car, drive to this place, and eat it. But it was a damn good donut, so I knew that it was totally worth it. And so that's kind of like my philosophy on kind of things. Like if I want to spend calories on it, it better be damn good. And so it's kind of just a mindset I use to help me avoid mindless eating. So I don't waste calories on just snacks, treats, or foods that I don't really love. Like I'm sure we've all done it where you've had some food, you're like, that was okay, totally not worth it, but I ate the whole thing. And so it helps you to skip all the mediocre stuff, and it helps you to save the indulgences for the things that are truly worth it, like you absolutely love. So like I'll give you an example. For me, like you can put any kind of cake in front of me, and I can pretty much pass on it. I'm good, no worries. But there's a nothing bundt cakes. I don't know if you had those before. They are phenomenal. I don't know what they do to their shapes. I absolutely love them. So if that's an option for me, I eat it. I feel good about it. I love it, and every time I'm like, man, that was so good. But then also, it's easy for me to pass up on all the other treats that are just kind of out there. I'm like, it's okay. It's not bad, but it's not gonna be worth it. So I kind of ask myself, and I think it's good to ask yourself, like what do I actually really want here? What will I really enjoy the most? And so it could be, I mean, and it's totally up to you personally. Maybe it's like this time of year you enjoy your hot chocolate, or maybe your mom makes these amazing cookies, or your favorite Christmas dessert, that big holiday dinner that you've been waiting for all year, right? Sometimes people have those and are like, oh, I couldn't wait till next year, the exact same dinner type of thing. So let yourself enjoy those, but skip all the random stuff that, to be honest with you, you don't really care about that much. You don't truly love. And I think that's going to be kind of the difference between like enjoyment and then like nutritional chaos, right? Like intentional indulgence versus mindless overeating is going to win every single time.
So, like you said, it's so easy when just all the food's sitting out there, everyone else is eating, or like, oh, try this. Yeah, I feel like so many times we eat it and then we kind of feel like shit after. We're like, oh, why did like I didn't even want that. Like I just ate it because it was there. So I love that philosophy. Even if you didn't coin that, it's like it's yours now. It's the damn good philosophy, and I feel like it's just such a good approach in general too, not just for the holidays, but anything. Like you're allowed to go and eat what you want. It's just be intentional with it and find something that's like actually going to give you the value that you want from that experience.
Yeah, and I've mentioned this just kind of side, it has nothing to do with holiday, but there's been times where at the end of the day, I'm driving home, I'm tired, and I'm like, oh, it'd be good just to drive into one of these drive-through places, grab a quick bite, and it'd be okay, right? It would satisfy me enough for a minute. I'd get enough calories in, way more calories than I need. But then I start thinking like, but would I really love it? Like, would I really appreciate it? Then I try to think about all the things I have at home, like, oh, but you know what? So and so, whatever it may be that I'm about to make, is like that's actually like way tastier. Like I love that much more, and it's so much better for me. And then I make that decision. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna wait till I get home.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I've told this before on the podcast, but I definitely apply this. Is like I don't eat out a ton because I love the foods that I eat. And especially like when I'm super locked in with stuff, it's like I don't really have any desire for that. So if I'm gonna go eat out at a restaurant, like it needs to be damn good. And there was one time when I went to brunch and it was just a new place. I'm like, oh, I'll try it. It's by my church, and they brought it out, and like I'm like, this is disgusting. Like I don't want this. I don't want to waste however many thousand calories on this. I literally like paid for it, like left mid meal, and then I went somewhere else to get something that was actually damn good because I'm like so bought into this. Maybe a little bit extreme on that end, but like that's the way I think.
Hey, I love it. Make it damn good.
I want to enjoy it.
Yes.
So, yeah, next up, tip number 4 is going to be protect your energy. I think this is a really big one that isn't talked about enough and it's kind of underrated when it comes to like when we're talking about health or fitness or nutrition. But your stress levels, your emotional bandwidth, and environment play a massive role in your habits. If you're drained, if you're overwhelmed, or just around negative energy, your choices are going to reflect that. Because if when you're emotionally tapped out, you're more likely to skip workouts or stress eat or just mindlessly eat, like we were just talking about. Get poor sleep, lose your routine, overwhelm yourself into doing nothing, or just not show up for the loved ones and your loved ones in the way that you want.
Yeah, we often talk about being physically tired, and a lot of that leads to all those things you just mentioned. But when you're emotionally tired, like that could equally lead to all that stuff. So protecting your energy, especially this month, is literally like a health strategy, right? It's saying like no to events that you really truly don't want to go to, right? Leaving early when you know you need to, setting boundaries with draining family dynamics or workplace or whatever it may be, right? Building in the small pockets of alone time, making sure that you get that personal space that you need, staying off your phone or social media, basically, especially in the morning. We talked about setting up your day. When you stay off of that for a little while, at least in the morning, it makes a huge difference in your mindset and how positive you are for the rest of the day. And then limiting alcohol when you know it messes with your mood. Basically having a plan for it and making it intentional when you do that. So if you don't protect your energy, I mean, it's going to be easy to lose control of your habits. So treat it like it is part of the health plan because it really should be.
Yeah, and it's also easy to get caught up in, oh, it's like it's Christmas or it's this time of year, family's here. It's like I need to overextend myself. I need to say yes to everything, but you don't need to. Like you still need to be selfish with yourself and your energy, so that way you're able to pour into your family when you're there, and you can be intentional with them. Otherwise, you find yourself getting short or arguing with people, whatever it is. Like you feel when you're not showing up in the way that you want. I know for me, alone time is always been something that's super important, especially recently. It's just been a reminder for me because I've been going hard on just the community and events and people and all the things, and I've definitely been overextending myself. And now I just kind of back into that isolation, like introvert mode. So I'm like, oh, I want to just shut out the world. I don't want to see anyone or do anything. And so I've just had to prioritize a lot more alone time because I've been saying yes to too many things. And so it just again, protect your energies. Like you don't need to completely shut people off, but like have those boundaries. Like you said, leave early if you want to, or just tell people it's like, hey, I gotta leave by this time to get to bed, or whatever it is. So don't be afraid to set those boundaries and just prioritize yourself and what you need.
Well, that battery analogy is so good. If you're more introverted, then you kind of wake up with a full battery, and the more socializing you have to do, it starts draining your battery. And so, especially around this time of year when you want to be present with the people that you want to be present with, then you need to recharge yourself. And maybe that means, giving yourself alone time later on in the day to kind of recharge yourself. And so you can be more present for the people around you.
Yeah, and that's a great time to just go for a quick walk. Get in some steps, just get some fresh air, think, process, and come back, and you're good to go. Little stuff like that can be helpful.
Exercise is the perfect place for that, for sure.
Yep.
All right, so tip number 5 is don't pause your life in December. The biggest mistake people make during the holidays is they mentally check out of their goals and say, I'll start January 1st. Classic, yes. So here's the problem with that. You train your brain basically to quit anytime life gets busy or challenging or your routine isn't where it's supposed to be. So that's why so many people struggle to stay consistent the rest of the year. And during a season when sticking to your habits and routines feel tougher than usual, we really want you to hold on to your structure whenever and wherever you can. So for example, like if you have a holiday event in the evening, keep the rest of the day as close to your normal routine as possible. Front load your protein like we talked about. Eat meals make you feel good. Get your steps in, finish your workout. Set your day up to feel familiar and grounded, and then you'll know that you'll enjoy that evening event so much more. You'll be far more present knowing you've already taken care of yourself, you've accomplished something earlier today, and you just feel really good. Here's another football analogy. It's like a football team that's up by a couple touchdowns, right? And they decide to keep its foot on the accelerator. One of the things I get most frustrated about is when a team is up big and they just start playing on their back heels, right? They change their game plan, their momentum starts slowing down. They're basically trying not to lose. So instead of switching to that conservative prevent style defense, playing not to lose, I want you to stay aggressive. Keep running your plays, control your momentum. So maintaining your routines during that busy season kind of works the same way, right? You don't pull back just because things get hectic. You stay intentional, keep executing what you know works, and then stay in control instead of letting that chaos kind of dictate the game.
Yeah, I love that analogy. It's so good because you see that all the time. And just in general, it's like you get ahead or you get to a good spot and then you let off the gas or you start playing that way. And it's just you got to keep going. And this is to I always talk about the concept of separation season. I think this time of year is separation season. Like this is when everyone is letting off the gas, when people are like getting on their heels, like you were saying. And this is the time where you can get ahead, set yourself up for success. Beat other people or beat that past version of yourself, and like get to the next level. And again, it doesn't need to be like taking away from your enjoyment. It's like this is the time to set yourself apart. Like let's get in on separation season.
Yeah, you know the story of the tortoise and the hare, right?
Of course.
Well, I don't know what your viewpoint is, but I feel like everyone is like team tortoise. Like they're like, oh, the hare is so cocky and arrogant, and we're so glad that the tortoise won. And I've always been pissed off at the story because I read it, I'm like, damn it, hare! Like you had such a big lead, you should have freaking destroyed this kid, just left him in the dust, like just and I'm like, the tortoise was slow. You're better. You're the winner. You should have won, hare. So that's how we want December to be for you, right? We don't want you to be the hare and then you end up losing December. Once you hit it hard and win it big times. Stay engaged, even loosely. You'll hit January feeling confident and ready and not defeated. And that's exactly what we want our clients to do. They want them to come out of the holidays and travel, still at new lows, feeling good, but also make sure that they really enjoy it.
Yeah, and again, it doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to be so locked in and dialed in. Like again, we just need to have that intention. Even if workouts are a little bit shorter, if your food is a little bit less structured, or eating more of those treats, like having those damn good meals, that's totally fine. But don't pause your effort for the entire month. Just make sure that you're still moving forward, still doing what you need to during the season. And then we got a little bonus tip, number 6, is just keeping alcohol intentional too. Alcohol is fine, but again, just keep in mind the effect that it has on your body. Usually it'll wreck your sleep, hunger hormones, energy, recovery, all the things. So instead of drinking just because everyone else is, choose what you actually want. Have a damn good drink too. Have it with intention.
Yeah, that's another great point. Have a damn good drink. Don't just have a drink just because you're like, yeah, I don't like this. So if you choose to drink, do it in a way that supports how you want to feel, both that night and the next day. So obviously you want to hydrate consistently, pace yourself, give your body something solid, protein rich beforehand. It's not about restriction. We're not telling you not to drink or not to enjoy that. But it's just about being intentional. Have a plan so that you can stay present, enjoy the moment, and then we also want you to be able to wake up feeling good about that night and the choices you made and feeling good about the rest of the day.
So yeah, these are our top 5 and bonus with the 6 overlooked ways to stay healthy this Christmas. Again, not by restricting yourself, but coming back to that intention with small habits, the right mindset, protecting your energy is what's going to help keep you feeling your best this month.
December does not have to be the month that you just survive. It can be a month where you quietly build momentum, confidence, and that consistency while everyone else is just starting all over again in January. You're thriving in December.
Celebration season, baby. Let's go.
Do it.
But yeah, if you guys want something super simple to help you stay grounded this month, we built a holiday survival guide that goes over the exact strategies we use with clients to stay consistent, avoid that all or nothing trap, and actually be able to enjoy the holidays without feeling stressed about food or anything. So it's basically your playbook for December, just any event, holiday, anything that you have coming up. So I'll drop that link in the show notes. Go download it and use it to stay on track while having an amazing holiday season. And we will see you guys in the next one and have a Merry Christmas.